Ready
for ya. Sorry, no.
for the live.
Top Hill Entertainment.
Top
We
Hill
on top podcast.
Top Hill, motherfuckers.
Right.
All right, man. We here. Sorry for the delay. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. I know some people doing the live now. Some people at work, getting in trouble with their supervisors, and that's cool. For all the people that look at the live later on, we will be available on all streaming platforms, probably by tonight. That's Apple, that's Spotify, that's Google, or whatever.
Everything.
Yeah, whatever.
Anything you can think of, bro.
Yeah, we on there. So, this is episode motherfucking 1. Good, man. Let's get it for real, man. Okay, so welcome to the Top Hill podcast live premiere.
Yes, sir.
I'm your boy E Money Boss.
I'm Chad Visionary.
And we're gonna tell y'all a little bit about ourselves and why we decided to do this podcast in the first place before we get into the show. So yeah, Chad, tell them a little bit about what we got going on, man, and and why we doing this shit for real.
Okay, so my man Imani came up to me. Well, we always have conversations about music. We have a long-term friendship, and ever since I met this man, we just been on music. I remember when I first met you.
Yeah.
We was talking about Kanye.
Yeah, man. I remember.
So it's pretty much in the works, man. Like it was bound to happen. So one day we was on the phone, and Imani was just like, man, like we talk about this stuff all the time, like culture, whose album we love. We talk about people who's involved in the culture. So he was just like, man, why don't we just start a podcast? And me at first, I'm hesitant. I'm like, I don't know, man. He's like, bro, just think about it. Like every time we get on the phone or every time we link up, we always talking about music.
Facts.
Music more than anything. Like we don't even talk about like normal people shit, like
right.
problems and stuff like that. So we always on the music, and that's why I enjoy talking to Imani for it. But anyway, so I was just like, man, let's do it. I was like, you might as well. Like, it's a great platform.
Yeah.
So
this is where everything is going too. I mean, the radio's dying. TV is like suffocating. You know what I mean? Everybody is doing podcasts and stuff like that. And I feel that what we can bring to the table is something epic. You know what I mean? Something that not everybody else has the ability to do, coming from our own words. So, like Chad said, we go way back, back to high school and stuff like that. I remember when he came to the school for the first time, because we was like,
oh yeah.
well, I don't know, you was scoping the school out or whatever, like trying to get you on a basketball team and everything, and I was like, yo, another black guy, get on. we need you, bro.
Yeah, because there was no black people in that school.
Yeah,
it was like you and a couple of sprinkles. So
yeah, some sprinkles.
I remember that.
But I was happy to see Chad come there. We've been, brothers ever since. And like he said, our conversations that we have over the phone, it's like, bro, like we get into some deep shit. And I feel like albums, getting into albums are like a lost art, and people come out, like, especially right now, like people give you like rapid fire music and stuff like that. You hear like Migos and everybody like that dropping multiple songs, stuff like that, but where's the albums at? Who can make a complete project?
Right.
And whenever those kind of projects come out, that's when we get on the phone and we talk about like, oh shit, like, have you heard this? Like, is this the top of the shit right now? Like, is this what we on? So, I think that's why we really wanted to do the show, because we just love talking about music, and then we also felt like what we can also bring to the show as well, as far as businesses as well too. I felt like we know a lot of people that are entrepreneurs, that are musicians, that are owning their own company, their own shit, and I always show love and I want to be able to give more love out. You know what I mean? I see so many people that we can connect too. You know what I mean? I feel like people need a platform to just go to and promote their shit.
Definitely.
You know?
Especially black people.
Yeah.
No offense to white people. I love my white people. Shout out to Brandon. But yeah, it's definitely needed. Like, like, I just see countless times where we support like Chinese restaurants, your local Chinese carryout, or we're going to some fancy restaurant owned by, no offense, white people, but it's just a time and age where we need to support our own. We need to get more involved with our community. So that's another thing we're definitely going to talk about.
Yeah. I want to dig in right now because you brought it up, but we're going to continue with the intro.
Yeah, let's go back to the music because I want to know this. What album or artist, whatever, like made you fall in love with like hip hop?
That's a real question. That's a real tough question right there. What I can tell you, what made me love hip hop is just how raw it is and how organic it is. You know what I mean? Especially now, you could say, do what you feel. It's like one of the last themes of like the First Amendment, right? Like you can't really just go out and say what you fucking want to say all the damn time. You know what I mean? And that's a lost art. You know what I mean? So you got hip hop, you got stand up comedy, but outside of those two things, man, like right now everything is so fucking censored and filtered. You know what I mean? And it makes other people who are trying to come up and trying to make money, whatever, it's like, oh, I gotta censor myself in order to promote myself or make money and stuff like that. And that's another thing why I fuck with podcasts, because people say do what the fuck they want on here. It's another outlet to like do what you want. Like fuck NBC, ABC, and all that shit. Fuck all y'all niggas. Like for real. Like we gonna do it ourselves. Cut the middleman out. You know what I mean? And I know I fuck with shit like that because I was talking to you about this before. Like Joe Budden is like another inspiration of mine when it comes to podcasting, because I see him on other platforms doing other shows and stuff like that. Everyday Struggle. Then he got what's the new jump, State of the Culture. But every single time I go back, it's like, bro, I like his podcast more than all that shit because he's actually being himself. And
yeah, it's real.
Yeah, it's real. So, yeah, that's why I fuck with hip hop. What about you?
Well, I wanted a different answer from you.
But I don't care what you wanted. You asked me a question. No, I gave you an answer.
Well, all right. This is my answer. My mom, I never forget, we went to Walmart and Jesus Walk was playing on the radio. And I was young.
Yeah.
And my mom was already hip on it because she's a big fan of Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
And she heard about Kanye because she knew about that circle, like that conscious hip hop, tablet Kweli and all that stuff.
Right.
So when we was at Walmart, she's like, I'm buying you this CD because I feel like Kanye, that's somebody you need to listen to. Because back then, my mom, she let me listen to hip hop, but it was certain artists she let me listen to. My dad let me listen to whatever I want. Didn't mean to put you out there like that, Dad. If you watch it.
He put you out there. Okay.
But, yeah, she was like, Kanye West, I feel like he's a new Lauryn Hill at that time. She's like, he's talking about stuff that we need to hear. So we went to Walmart, bought College Dropout, and I honestly felt like that album like changed my life in perspective. It made me feel like I could be myself because I'm from York, Pennsylvania originally, and
it's York.
Yeah, York. If you ever been there, like it's like any other hood for real. But I always went to like private school, and my mom always kept me out of the streets and stuff. So I was kind of like the outcast when it comes to the hood. I lived in the hood, but I never really hung out with the kids there or anything. So listening to Kanye and just seeing him being himself and talking about real life stuff that I cared about as well, that changed my like perspective on life, and it helped me just love hip hop even more because when I was younger, I just listened to like dance hip hop records. I was a big fan. My dad
Soulja Boy?
No, I'm talking about like Busta Rhymes and Ludacris, like that more animated type rap. So my dad told me that last week. He was like, you know, he wasn't really into like lyricists like that. Like you was like in them dance records, some hot hit records, whatever. So I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. So originally I was in the Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J,
Okay.
like people like that. But Kanye was like got me more involved in a deeper meaning to hip hop, and he actually made me go back and listen to like people like Nas and Jay-Z and all that stuff. Yeah, that's what brought me to hip hop. That's what made me love hip hop.
I'm glad you brought that up because it seemed like Kanye was that plug, you know, for our age group. You know, we're
definitely for our age.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We're millennials or whatever you want to put a timestamp on our age or whatever. And what Kanye was able to do was introduce us to what the new wave of hip hop was going to be. You know what I mean? He was ahead of his time even back then. When you look at the timestamp of when College Dropout released, that was like 04?
I think so.
There was nothing sounding like College Dropout at the time. Nobody was wearing no fucking
It was
big fat
fresh
hats.
and new. That's another thing I appreciate about it.
Yeah, and that's what hip hop is, you know what I mean? Hip hop is a statement, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be, you know, what everybody else is doing. And that's why so many people can gravitate towards it. But yeah, another thing about Kanye, I remember the first album that I was allowed to buy because with my background, I come from a like strict kind of household or whatever due to like what my dad's occupation was, my mom's occupation was. We ended up moving out of Largo and moved down to Waldorf. And even though my dad would like listen to records like Public Enemy and NWA, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you know, and that was his hip hop, you know, generation, stuff like that. But he still wouldn't like let me get my own shit, you know what? The first album that I ever bought on my own was Kanye West's Late Registration, the edited version.
That's a great one.
You know, so I came in 2 years late before I bought my first album. You know, I was LimeWire heavy though. You know, shout out to my FBI agent for not finding me.
I forgot about LimeWire.
Yo, if FBI agent, if you're listening right now, thank you for letting the boy live. You hear me? Like,
Facts.
I should be behind the bars. Okay,
right.
like,
I know so much music and videos.
Man, what? You know, I used to be the plug for the CDs too. Like, I used to make CDs and playlists and shit like that. But yeah, anyway, shout out.
I used to download explicit videos.
Let's see, first of all, now, I mean, y'all.
I'm just being real, bro.
I was still downloading the edited version. Maybe that's why they couldn't find me. You know what I mean? Like, this boy, you know, he probably singing in the choir or something. Right. You know what I mean? Let's leave him alone. So, Late Registration was the first album I ever bought myself. And what saved me and what was the reason I was able to buy that album is because of that Jesus Walks record. Right. You know what I mean? Without Kanye dropping Jesus Walks, you know, it would never have been put into my parents' ears or whatever, because they thinking that all the new hip hop is trash. They're like, we don't want to hear you listen to about
back then it was like dance records and gangster hip hop. Like 50 Cent was on top. At that point. Yeah, on fire. Yeah, so,
fucking it up. Yeah,
and I couldn't relate to it. It's funny because my bad to interrupt you, but I just remember being in school, and like I said, I went to like private school, and all the white kids would be like on 50 Cent like hard, because it was something like they wish they could have been a part of. Right. But me, it's just like I said, I grew up in the hood and stuff, but I was an outsider. Cause I'm like, this guy's a fool. Like, don't get me wrong, I used to listen to 50 Cent, but I just really couldn't gravitate on like a deeper level. Right. And that just goes back to Kanye. It was just like, oh man, there's somebody like me that I can relate to. So. And
then what that did was just open the floodgates. I mean, from Kanye, you get directly Kid Cudi, you get Lupe Fiasco, you get Drake. You know what I mean? Without Kanye, you don't hear none of those people and beyond that. So, we all know how major those artists and more artists are to this generation, and to go forward. So, yeah, man, that's it. You know, that's our intro. You know, for real. We gotta talk about 2019, man.
Oh yeah, what came out this 2019?
We gotta talk about it. So,
dang, what did come? I can't even remember. I remember Young Thug. Like, I'm still on Young Thug. I'm still on Gunna. I'm still in that trap, like, heavy. Like,
Yeah,
I think
trap
trap is where it's at right now.
Yeah, trap is the wave. Definitely this year. It's been the wave for a little while now.
Let me pull up.
Yeah. So just for the sake of episode 1, we're gonna go back and review some of these albums that came out already.
Oh wow, bro! Are you ready for this? Because I forgot about all these.
Yeah, that's either really good. That's actually a bad thing. Like,
okay, so let me start with Revenge of the Dreamers.
All right,
that's a pass for me.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not on top for me.
All I'm gonna say is that because it's Cole, that's why we listen, right? Without Cole, we not listening to that. That whole video that he did though, how they came about the album was dope. I'll give him that. They did like a little documentary.
I love that concept.
Yeah, they made everybody like stay for the week and just grind it out. Whoever had the hardest shit came out. I mean, that was a cool concept, but when it came to that album,
I encourage everybody to watch that because I feel like a lot of people don't know the process of being in the studio.
Yeah.
And for artists and producers and everybody to come as a collective and get things done, like they would get things done in like a few hours or maybe the next day they'll spend the night, but it's amazing to see. So
you know what my favorite part of that documentary was? My favorite scene was when I don't know who the artist was, but like one of his mans was there, whatever. Photographer, bodyguard, or whatever. They all came in there and they saw J. Cole. And, everybody was like, "Oh shit, it's Cole! Hey Cole, can I get a picture with you?" Cole's like, "I ain't going nowhere, bro. Like, I'm not going nowhere. Like,
I remember that.
Let's get to work." You know what I mean? Like,
that's real.
That's what I mean? But he's not being disrespectful. But he's like, we're here to do a job. You know what I mean? And we have
he's gonna be there all day.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't going nowhere, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's funny.
Okay, the picture gonna get you a couple of 100 likes. Okay, that's cute. Right. You know what I mean? But let's get this music popping. So yeah, that was just one highlight for me about that album. But in terms of the actual full album, 3 songs on there.
I'm not even gonna get into it. Like I haven't went back to it yet since it came out. So that says a lot. Port of Miami 2.
Fire. Banger.
That's right. It's a good hip hop.
Genius.
Is that top for you right now? Cause it's a lot. Like
okay.
I mean, too much time.
Okay, so for right now, out of those 2 albums that you gave me, yes, it's on top. Okay. The 2 albums you just gave me right now, Rick Ross, Port of Miami 2 is the hottest 2019 album until you can prove me otherwise. Okay. What else we got?
They put Yandi on here. That joint didn't come out. I don't know why that's not on there.
The bootleg came out. I didn't listen to it. My LimeWire days are over.
It was good.
Was it?
For it to be like just a draft and not fully mix and master, like it's better than a lot of niggas' albums already. So not kinda. Yeah. 2 Chainz, Rap or Go to the League.
That album was so hard, dog. Like that shit.
I enjoyed it.
It was underrated as a motherfucker too. Like that whole album, start to finish, was a banger. When did that come out? Can you pull that up?
Let's see. It seemed like it came out last
year. It was
year.
Early. I feel like it was early this year, and
came out March 1st.
March 1st. Yeah, it was early during the March Madness shit. Yeah. So I mean, that album was definitely fire. I can't pinpoint a song that I fuck with off the album off top of my head.
Yeah, I can't remember any songs.
It's too far back. We got so much music since March.
It's like hard to digest everything. Like I don't remember name songs like that. Like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
So, Tyler the Creator.
Igor,
yeah.
Igor was hard. It was very different. Like I like the fact that he used artists like in features and stuff like that as like instruments, which Kanye is known for doing stuff like that too. But he made it apparent that on his album you don't see any features on the album. But when you listen to it, he's like, damn, is that Uzi? Is that Cudi? Is that Kanye? You know what I mean? It really made you listen to it in a different way. And I thought that was dope. But in terms of replay value, I mean, he only had like probably like 2 or 3 songs. Earthquake was a dope song.
This album, I heard, you have to go to the concert because it's like a theatrical experience.
Okay.
So it'll make a lot more sense when you're there and you're actually enjoying what he's performing each song. So I could definitely see that because I'm not gonna lie, I love it. Like as far as the freshness of it, he's always creative in his process. But yeah, it's just something you definitely have to see.
Have you seen the recent clip that went viral with him at his concert? Oh shit! All right, so apparently he was like doing some like real acapella piano shit, like you know, it was real quiet, whatever. And some junk that was in the crowd was screaming, "It's my birthday! It's my birthday!" And he was like, okay. So he got up and he got on his mic. He's like, "All right, we're gonna sing Happy Birthday to this bitch right here. Happy birthday, fuck you." And I was like, "Hey, young," he went ham on her ass, bro. Like straight embarrassed her.
I'm not surprised he did that. Just knowing Tyler's personality. And I can't fault him for that. Like, I would never do it. I think that's disrespectful. But knowing him and how he is, like, it was disrespectful for the girl in the audience to be yelling while he's performing. Like, this is his job at the end of the day. So I can see why he came off like that. So
I mean, I don't even feel like anybody's right or wrong with that. I feel like it's like a stalemate. You know what I mean? Like, she was wrong for interrupting his show.
Oh, she was definitely wrong.
And he was wrong because he's supposed to have a certain level of professionalism to deal with those kind of people. Right. But, you know what I mean? He's, you know.
That's Tyler.
He's an artist.
He don't care, bro.
Yeah, and that's fine. I thought it was funny. What else we got?
All right, let me skip through that. We're going to skip through it. Young Thug, So Much Fun. That might be my top right now.
That's the top?
That's my top right now.
It's over Port of Miami too?
Yes.
Why? Need explanations.
Rick Ross, don't get me wrong, hip hop legend. He delivers
Facts.
every time.
Yes.
I agree with you start to finish. But
it's a movie.
For me, you gotta put some creativity and freshness into it. I can't stress that enough. And I feel like Port of Miami 2 is just another series of his first one, and the other albums that he did. Like, it's the same beats chosen. Not, don't get me wrong, like the beats, the production, everything is amazing, but it's nothing new. It's not something like for real. It's not something I would really go back to. Like, I'm not on that. If I'm in the mood for it, I have to be in the mood for Rick Ross, especially with this album. Like, it's not something like I can go back to every day, so it doesn't stick out. So Much Fun. I just enjoy the creativity. Like, it might die out right now. It's not dying out for me because, like I said, trap is what I'm on right now. Like, I like to feel good, and I like Young Thug's flow, and I like the way he comes across. I love the way he delivers on each song, like different flows, different aspects. Iterate what I said. Knowing my cousin, he's young, knowing the young crowd, like, they don't like pretty much, well, the majority of them don't really like lyrical rappers like that. They don't listen, like, it has to be more. Like, okay, I'll give you an example, Playboy Cardi or Lil Uzi. It's more of how you deliver and what you say. It's more about the flow, and your beats gotta speak loud too. So with Rick Ross album, it's the same beats like he's been doing previously. And not saying like the beats are not good. It's the same old Ross. It's not nothing new. Like, to be honest, like, I already knew what to expect. Port of Miami too. I already knew what kind of theme or what he was going to talk about. It's the same old thing. But cats like Young Thug, Gunna, it's something new and fresh. The trap wave is just in right now, so I can see why he said it was boring. So
okay, I'm gonna stop playing with my father like that.
He's a legend. Like, I'm not gonna disrespect him, man, but
so
how it is.
So my opinion on that, right? I feel like it's a problem if we're going so far away from lyrics and we just care about how things are said and not what is said. That's a problem. I feel like there should always be a good balance. Like, no matter what. Now, if you're saying that, like, he just lacks creativity in general, and like his lyrics are there, but that's just where he's lacking. Okay, I got you on that. With me, this is Ross's 10th studio album, number 10. Okay, before this album dropped, I listened to all 9 prior because I don't want to hear Port of Miami 2. I don't want to hear another Port of Miami. You know what I mean? I want to hear something new as well too. If I want to hear Port of Miami, I'm going to go back and listen to Port of Miami, which was fire. But I felt like it served as like a sequel. You know what I mean? Like it still had some new freshness in it that.
It was some hidden songs on there. There's some songs that stand out.
Right. And he did his job. He also has a brilliant ear too. Like his ear to the streets and ear to music is dope. So he knew what people would fit in certain pockets. Like he got Summer Walker, which I feel like she is about to blow the fuck up. Summer Walker is real dope. He's still bringing like his team, Wale, Meek Mill, and then the first time we heard Gunplay in a minute. That Gunplay track was lit.
He went off.
Yeah,
he went off.
Yeah, he went lit for real, Mo. And so like I feel like it had the right amount of freshness to be hot. That's my opinion. But we still gotta recap 2019, man. We still gotta.
Oh yeah, let's keep going. I had more to say on that, but we can
go ahead. Go ahead. What else?
Nah. Let's keep going. We're gonna be on that for forever. All right, Juice WRLD. Let's skip over that. Hollywood Bleeding by Post Malone.
All right. What I'm gonna say about that?
That might be on top right now.
Because Post Malone. A lot of people are like, Post Malone. Is he really hip hop? Is he this or he's that? He's too pop for me. Blah blah blah. Hip hop is pop now. Like, shut that shit up. Post Malone's music is kind of like it's low key mesmerizing a little bit. Like it's something he gives a little bit for everybody. He gives you hip hop. He gives you rock. He gives you country. He gives you pop. He gives you everything that you want. And to go back on this conversation that me and you had before the cameras were rolling, I didn't realize how big an artist Post Malone actually was on a national level. Because that's not somebody that I really normally go to listen to all the time.
He's big, bro.
I didn't realize. Okay, just to give if y'all not hip, to give y'all how an example of how big Post Malone actually is and what he's doing. Chad asked me, he was like, "Yo, you wanna go to a concert, a Post Malone concert?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm cool with that. I like going to see live shows and stuff like that."
And we seen him at Rolling Loud.
Yeah, and we seen him at Rolling Loud, and so we already know that he's a dope ass performer. Like he can perform his ass off. We saw him by accident.
Yeah.
He was trying to go. We was trying to see Migos, but
Migos.
Yeah. So you told me, he's like, yeah, let's go see him. It's like, all right, cool. Let's go see how much the tickets are. No lie. And y'all can check. If y'all on the live right now, go check to see how much Post Malone tickets are right now. Capital One Arena, nosebleed, 400, section 400, $150 for nosebleed. Okay? I've seen Chris Brown, on the bottom row or whatever, 4 seats.
You know why, though?
No, I don't know why. Because Chris Brown is a fucking legend.
Can I break it down for you? And you're going to agree with me on this one.
Okay. I'll try to agree, but I'm still baffled.
He's white.
Oh, shit.
I got love for my white people.
Shout out to the certified cookout.
Yeah, it's a certified cookout.
Your plates are still ready. We got a comment. What's up?
Comment. Listen, there's hip hop and then there's rap. There's a slight boundary line between them. Someone said like K. J. Cole, hip hop, Lil Wayne and Young Thug, rap.
I disagree.
Who's that?
This is Rock and Roll.
Rock and Roll. We appreciate your comment.
I disagree. Rock and Roll.
Damn.
Jeez.
Go ahead. I forgot what I was about to say. What was he talking? Oh yeah.
He's talking about the difference between.
I was gonna break it down with Post Malone.
Okay.
Why he so big. Number one, he's white. Number two, I think what hip hop today, image is everything.
Okay.
Your style, everything has to come across. It's just not lyric or how good you are no more. Everything has to come I'm in the branding, I'm in the fashion and all that. So when you have this certain image that you portray, was like, if you look at Post Malone's career, like when he came out with White Iverson, like you would have thought he was like the hood white dude from any other neighborhood. They used to call him Langsters or something like that. So, but he changed his image, and it's more like a rock star type look. And he drinks Bud Light, and he's like white trash. Like for real, like that's his image. And then the music kind of portrays that. Like even the music is good. So white people eat that up, and white people support more than black people do. That's this reality. Like white people are the one paying for the concert tickets. Yeah. White people are paying for the albums. Facts. That's just how it is. So that's why Post Malone is like up there, bro. I'm not shocked.
Okay, I'll give you that, and just to piggyback on that, we go to a lot of shows. We've been to every Rolling Loud for the past 3 years or so. I've been to Firefly. I've been to. I've been to some other shit. Most concerts that come through DC and Baltimore, I normally go to. We just came back from the Meek Mill Future Jump, like I said, on the Chris Brown show. So we go to a lot of fucking live shows. And one thing that I notice when I go to these live shows is who's attending these live shows, and it's majority it is
white people.
I mean, it is what it is. But I see a slow incline on more of us showing up though, compared to like way back then. So that is true. We got, like I said, I put my LimeWire days behind me. I buy music. I got Apple Music, so
thank God for a streaming service.
Yeah, like the streaming really changed the game. So
let's get back to the question.
Why do you disagree?
Right. You want to go first, or you want?
Well, what he's saying.
Do you agree with that?
With hip hop and rap being different.
Different.
I definitely feel like he has a point there. I feel like rap is a verb. Like rap is actually what you're doing. You know what I mean? Hip hop, I feel like is the genre. It's a style. You know what I mean? And if you want to put people in a separate box, you can. Like I see what he's getting. Like he wants to say Kendrick, Cole, and people like Drake should be on the hip hop level, and then people who are doing more trap, like trap music and stuff like that, belong in a different category because the music, the style, the audience is different. But it's almost blended in a way where you can't tell. Like I feel like music is kind of evolving to a way now that the genre really doesn't matter so much. There's so many collaboration efforts going between different music genres. Like, okay, Nelly and Tim McGraw or Toby, whatever the white man name was that did the country music, over and over again.
I don't know, man.
You remember the song Over and Over Again, right?
Yeah.
That came out. That song, you couldn't tell if it was country or R&B or hip hop. It was music. You know what I mean? And
I love it.
Yeah, it's dope. You know what I mean? I feel like we're so trying to rush to put people in a box. The little Nas X kid, you know what I mean? His song was a country song. That's what he wanted it to be. And they were like, nah, it's not country. So he was like, nah, fuck you. And then he got Hannah Montana's dad. And Hannah Montana's dad hopped on the song and was like, this kid says country. It's country to me. How country am I?
They said that's the biggest song ever.
Yeah, I mean, he rode the #1 charts longer than
of all
anybody.
time.
That was huge, man. And he pulled a real good chess move, right? Because as soon as his song started dying down, gay card.
Oh.
They're like, oh shit, this nigga's gay. So that made him trending again. You know what I mean? That made him more popular again. I think he rode the chart for like another 2 or 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Just off of that. You know what I mean? So he was smart.
He claimed he didn't. Do it for that though.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck what he said. Like, it was very convenient, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? Do what you need to do to get your check. You're going to be in history. You're now in the music history book for having the longest #1 record. That was in your mind. Everybody was telling you this shit. You're not going to sit here and tell me that you didn't go to sleep thinking about, is Drake going to knock me off tonight? Is Rihanna dropping an album? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that goes on in their ear, you know what I mean? Because there's this is their career. This is what they wake up, breathe, doing. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I don't think I need to tackle on that. I think you said everything perfectly.
Thank you, sir.
The only thing I will point out is hip hop over these years, like even from the beginning, they always said like that ain't hip hop. I just look at like NWA. No, all that cussing and violence, that's not hip hop. So they've been saying this over the course of time. So you really can't, like going back to what Imani was saying, you can't categorize it. It's an art.
Yeah.
Hip hop is art at the end of the day.
Facts.
So the way you express yourself is all hip hop and rap.
Right. Yeah, you can't put hip hop in a box.
Let me keep going. We had some OGs that dropped some Little Brother. I don't know if people
Can you repeat that one more time?
I was saying, we got two OGs that dropped albums. Little Brother, I don't know if y'all familiar with them. They from North Carolina.
Shout out to Miss America's Toes on the line. All right.
You know about Little Brother? They like there was more.
Oh, Little Brother?
Yeah.
Like he was like low key in the underground scene, like when Kanye and shit was coming out early. Yeah, I'm shocked.
Yeah, they from it's two guys. They from North Carolina.
Okay.
I feel like J. Cole got a lot of influence from them. Common dropped the album. I don't know if you knew about that.
I didn't listen to it. I didn't have the time.
Nah, you gonna let your Common, shout out to Common.
Alright.
That joint just put me to sleep.
Full disclosure. Like, look, we know when people are hot, whatever. We respect the legends and all that good stuff.
Common's a legend.
But if your album is not fire, if that shit's not on top, it's not on top. Like we're not gonna make any excuses.
And nobody really heard about it. And Common, I think Common, right now in his career, he's okay with not being in the spotlight a little more.
Yeah,
he's just doing it for the love.
He's falling back. He's in some other pockets.
Yeah.
You know, he's in that movie pocket. He's in the media politic pocket. Yeah. So he you know, his focus is not 100% into the music right now.
But he still loves it. Because I seen a random video, I think he was in New Orleans, and some guy was rapping with a band. Yeah. And Common went up to him and was like, man, I love what you're doing. And he started rapping with him. Like, just freestyling. That's love. Like, I respect artists like that still got love for the game to be able to do that. So, all right, let's move forward. I see Denzel Curry dropped the album, but I didn't listen to it, so I am gonna check that out because he's dope. We seen him at Rolling Loud, so
some people, and you gotta be careful.
He got bars.
He got bars, but he's also one of those people that could perform his ass off in person.
Yeah,
like
I enjoyed it. And he was one of the first performers at Rolling Loud. Like he was one of the openers.
Yeah, because it was in Miami. You know, he's a Miami kid. You know what I mean? He brought the locals out, you know what I mean?
He brought the whole local marching band out.
Yeah, he brought the whole high school out, you know what I mean? Showing love back to Dade County and shit. That was fire, man.
Shout out to Denzel Curry.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
Schoolboy Q, I forgot about that joint. That joint was fire. I liked it.
Don't lie to the camera like that.
That joint was fire.
And if everybody that knows me and my taste in music knows Top Dog is my niggas. Like, I fuck with Top Dog hard.
How many times you listen to this?
Probably maybe once and a half.
That's why.
That's why. Okay, but this is the thing. Okay, all right. I'm about to contradict myself, but when I first listened to an album, I wanted to grab me. I wanted to be like, I wanted to hear it again. But I'm going to contradict myself.
It's not one of those albums.
It's not, and I'm going to contradict myself right now because I remember when To Pimp a Butterfly came out. I was coming from Pennsylvania from some move that we was out there, and his album leaked. I remember this.
Wow.
His album leaked. I had to drive all the way home, and I was like, all right, Kendrick Jones out. Perfect time to hear it in the car, about to listen to it. Can't wait. Listen to that.
He was excited.
I was, bruh, what? I was like, he was, yeah.
That's my favorite artist, by the way. Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, this joint about to be fire. So I go ahead and put that joint in. I'm like, every nigga's a star. Okay. These walls can talk. It's not doing it for me, Kendrick. Like, you know, I'm getting fresh. You're fresh off a Good Kid, Mad City. You know what I mean? And it was such a left turn. My ears weren't ready to hear that. But now, going back, that is my favorite Kendrick album. Like those were that's one of those albums that just grows with you. Like I can play it. I just played it yesterday from start to finish. I'm like, yo, like this Joan, I hear something new in it every listen. Like this shit is crazy. It's ahead of its time.
It's perfect to me.
But to go back to what you said with Crash Talk, it wasn't there for me, man. It wasn't there. I don't know what it was, but I wasn't feeling it.
All right, let's keep going. Mm-hmm. I like that. I don't want to put it on my top though. I think so far right now, Post Malone's on my top.
Post Malone's top for me too.
We got
the reason. Well, you already went past it. Okay, so just to give y'all a reason, the reason why Post Malone is on top is because this man was able to drop an album after being asleep for like a year or so, whatever, and it just has such a huge replay value. You could play it from start to finish and replay it and not be tired of the music. Like Sunflower is on there, and I banged with Sunflower. Like that joint came out yesterday. Like that joint came out last year for the Spider-Man movie, and that joint still jive smooth. The Circle song, like that's my favorite song on there right now. Circles.
What's the one with Travis Scott?
The Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, it's that rock feel. That shit was dope.
That's my favorite song.
Yeah, those. If y'all want to listen to Post Malone and figure out why we think it's hot.
Travis bodied that.
Travis did body that shit. Travis did body that shit. He got Meek on the album too. Like the whole album is straight fire. So before y'all jump on it, like it's Post Malone. Nah, the nigga's hot right now. He's selling out arenas and making niggas pay $150 for fucking nosebleed seats. I will not be in attendance, but respect to you that you can do it because Chris Brown can't do it. The Weeknd can't do it. Drake couldn't do it.
The Weeknd?
Yeah, I've been to the Weeknd concert at Capital One. I've been to Drake's concert.
Oh, that's surprising.
I've been to Travis concert. Those tickets don't cost $150, niggas. Like $150 for Section 400.
Damn.
You can't see shit up there.
Right.
You can see the banners. You know, up top, and all the ceiling. the ceiling. That's it. But you all you gonna see is a white speck down there. It's like there you go.
Yeah, I can never go to a concert and be sitting up there. Right? There's no point of paying for a ticket if you're gonna sit all the way up there. That's just me personally.
But that's because we love concerts, though. We love live music.
Yeah,
I can hear the difference from being all the way at 400 to being at club level when we did that one Kanye concert, to being at 200 level, to being at the floor. I've been concerts from 1 to 4, and I will never buy another concert ticket at Capital One unless I'm 200 and under. Like the sound quality is different. It's the vibe. The vibe is different.
The vibe is it's all about the vibes.
Yeah.
We got Drake, Care Package, YG. For real.
You just want to skip over Drake like that? You just gonna breeze by Drake? Like, yeah, Drake dropped something. You know, it was cool.
Drake was great.
Elaborate, sir.
Because he released his old songs that never really got put on a project or whatever. So it's like I feel like a kid going back in high school again, like reminiscing on what I was doing back then when I was listening to it. And all these songs that's on this project Care Package is every song I used to listen to back in high school. So it's great, and this project he put out is better than most niggas' albums that's out right now. That says a lot. Like that just means you that nigga, like you on top. So Drake is the homie. Like
Drake's a smart motherfucker, and the reason why Drake I say that is because he knows how to dibble and dab in markets and before other people really capitalize on him, and he knows his power. And the reason why I say that is because nostalgia is a motherfucker, okay? Like you said, people can go back and be like, oh yeah, I remember all that. That was my shit. And they'll buy all that t-shirt. You know what I mean? Just because it reminds them of, like you said, that time, you know, and if they want to be reminded about something at that time, they'll go to something like that. With Care Package, that just shows how much of a G Drake is. Like, he's just like, you know, I gave y'all Scorpion, you know, I did some numbers, you know, I kind of fucked the charts up and everything, but here. And, you know, and that joint went straight to number 1. And, like you said, it brought back memories for everybody. I mean, everybody knows one of those songs, even though it wasn't on an album, even though there wasn't a video for it. My favorite Drake song, I don't even think I ever said this before, because I never used to always like Drake or whatever, but my favorite Drake song of all time is 5 a.m. in Toronto.
Okay.
That shit is hard.
Killed it.
What the fuck? I heard that, bro. I was like, yo, this shit, like, he got bars for days. The shit flows to this day. You know what I mean? If you haven't heard 5 a.m. in Toronto, I don't know what you're doing. Like, go after this podcast. Go listen to that. It's on fire.
I think it's innovative what he did too, because it's like a lot of guys that get older, like the old OG artists, they'll re-release like their songs, like remix it, like, you know what songs, like, you know them, they used to promote them on TV, the back at it now type albums. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. Well, it's like on TV. It was usually called Back and Now. Y'all probably heard of it, but it's like older artists will re-release their songs from back in, like their hit songs.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But
I see
with
what you're saying.
Yeah, but with Drake, it's just like he did it in a new way. Like, it's like, man, this is stuff I already dropped. You know what I'm saying? He didn't remix it or nothing.
Right.
Like, it was stuff on his mixtape.
Right.
I'm gonna make it into an album, and I think it's gonna give a lot of artists ideas of doing that. I think we're gonna see more and more artists doing that. That's how I feel.
Could you imagine when Drake retires?
Right.
And he comes out with that album? Like,
I think Kanye gonna do it eventually too. There's gonna be a lot of artists going.
yeah, I mean,
doing something like
that they definitely earned that right to do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay, YG, for real.
Fire.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was fire.
The Wizard, Future.
No.
A lot of people will disagree. You know,
I don't care what they say.
Yeah, that wasn't. Wizard's cool, but
Wizard's not cool.
Definitely wasn't his best.
Kid Cudi's Wizard was cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just don't have nothing to say about that Future album. Like, Future, I don't know what it is. It's just not. If you want to talk about lack of creativity and
It was
stuff
the
like
same.
that, I don't hear no new shit from Future, bro. Like, that shit is no.
His
Just
fan
with
base
that
be going
bullshit.
hard for him. It's like the Beehive. But anyway, let's keep going. DJ Khaled. Besides.
It had a moment. It had a strong moment. Like, if we was to start this podcast the week after that came out, we probably would say it's the top album, because he.
Not for me. I wasn't feeling it for real.
Nice. Bruh, like that junk has all radio records. That sounds like you just put on 93.9.
That's probably why I don't like it.
Okay.
It's too for the radio for me.
But
that's just me personally though.
There's an audience for that though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for the people who still listen to radio and stuff like that, and they want to hear the same song over and over again, that's their shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely listen to that. That's you. Rap City Eve.
I heard that was fire. Rap City is so underrated. You listen to it?
Yes.
What do you think?
If you love hip hop, you're gonna like this.
Did she got any features on there? Like, any noticeable people?
She do, but I just don't remember because I haven't went back to it.
I don't know if y'all are like this, but whenever a new album drops, like, no matter who the artist is, I want to know who's on there. Like, I want to know who they was able to grab, you know, to kind of spice their album up a little bit. But
let's keep going. Lost Boy, YBN Corday.
Shout out to YBN Corday
from
back
Suitland,
home.
right?
Suitland, Maryland.
Suitland, Temple Hills.
Waldorf.
It was good. I would say this though. I'm not gonna tackle it too long, but he needs his own style. I feel like listen. You got to agree with me. Like, I heard a little bit of J. Cole, I heard a little bit of Drake, I heard a little bit of Kendrick, and that just goes to show he hasn't really found himself yet. No. But it's okay because he's young.
No, okay. He's
a young boy.
This is why I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Okay.
When you hear J. Cole, do you hear Nas? When you hear Kendrick, do you hear Pac?
No, not really.
What?
I hear, like, it's different. Like, his production and the way he delivers and stuff, it comes off as J. Cole. J. Cole, you can tell what a J. Cole record is when you listen to J. Cole. You can tell when Kendrick record, but with IBM Corday, if somebody didn't listen to him, they'd be like, oh, that sounds like Listen Man. They wouldn't even know.
But I feel like that comes with just status, though. Like, status and time. Like, the reason why we think that about Cole is because of Cole's popularity, and kind of Cole solidified himself as that artist, and Kendrick solidified himself as that. But and then they're also more spread apart. YBN Cordae does sound like
and
a
their
lot
sound is different. The sound is like everything, and his sound doesn't separate from them.
I don't know. I fuck with it. I thought it had its own unique flavor and sound to it. But still, so far, like, I'm still going back to, like, the only albums that really stuck out to me right now is still Port of Miami 2 and Post Malone's album. Those are the ones that I can still go back and want to hear again. You know, the YB and Cordae was cool. It was a moment. But I don't hear the replay value in that album right now.
You know why? Because of that sound, bro. It's the same thing.
Okay.
He needs something that's gonna fit him. That's my only critique for YB and Cordae, but the kid's talented, he got bars. The Baby on Baby.
All right.
Great rollout. This was his year. Definitely his year. Everybody want the Baby feature.
Okay, so is it the now? We're okay. He is hot right now.
Yeah, he's hot. He's one of the hottest right now. I want to say the hottest.
But we're talking about albums, right?
Right.
Baby on Baby was what? Please, the only song I know on Baby is Should and Babysitter. Tell me another song on that album without looking. Gotcha, bitch. Yeah, that's the whole thing about this show, y'all. So like, Baby could be the hottest artist out right now, but if we're going to critique you on your album, you know what I mean? That's what we're here to do. You know what I mean? Who has the top album? You know,
like, is he top artist, like hot wise?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he could be top shit. You know what I mean? That he definitely could be part of that. But I want to know who got the hottest album.
Right. All right, let's continue. Chance the Big Day.
Too long. That was a long ass album.
Disappointing.
If he would have cut 7 songs, if he would have took 7 songs out of there, I think that album will be probably the number 1 album out still right now.
I love my wife. I love my kids.
And, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
Like, see, he trying to put hip hop in a box. And all these niggas, you know, got baby mothers and
you know, I listen
paying child support. And they mad about it.
I listen to Christian hip hop, so that says a lot. I listen to different stuff. It ain't that. It's just that wasn't it. Chance. Like, I was disappointed.
That Nicki album was fire. Not the Nicki album, the Nicki feature that he had on there.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought she killed that shit. She definitely killed that shit. And the Megan Thee Stallion. The women really came hard this year too. We're gonna talk about it more.
Shout out to the women this year, man.
Yeah,
y'all doing it. I'm rooting for the women.
I really wish that whole Nicki and Cardi beef never really popped the way that it did.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say this in the podcast. I found myself listening to more women hip hop artists now.
Yeah.
Like, I could really put on Meg Thee Stallion, and I'm a straight male, by the way. Like, I love listening to Meg. Like, she's dope.
So, would you say she's your favorite artist this year? Or she's just up there?
She's up there.
She's like on the hill, but not on top of it yet.
Yeah, she's not on top of it yet.
Comments.
Comment. What about YG?
Yeah.
Yeah, we skipped over that.
YG, I fuck with YG hard. This last album was really different. Like Hard Bottoms, No Socks, right? It didn't do it for me all the way. Like, it was something about YG's album. It was like missing something. You know what I mean? It was missing something. And I feel like an artist always knows when they're missing something too, when you see them live and perform. I've seen YG twice, maybe 3 times this year, perform live. And when he's performing his old shit. You know, Still Brazy, you know, My Brazy Life and stuff like that. Not so much the shit off of this album.
Hold on, let's see what's on here.
Go Loco.
Oh, I've been to
that. It's a vibe. It's cool or whatever, but like, that was such a different sound. I like it for what it is, but I have to be in a mood to listen to it. His intro is hard. The White Bottom No Socks joint, that joint is hard. But
yeah, that might be the only song. Like, I feel like I heard Do Not I heard this album, I just don't remember.
It's not memorable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I want to go back and listen to it again. Now, if YG is coming to my city, I'm going to watch him perform.
Stop Snitching was a big one.
Oh, yeah, that joint was hard.
Yeah, that one was, everybody was on
that. Yo, if y'all if y'all seen YG live, you know when he performed this song, he got the Tekashi 6ix9ine Stop Snitching.
Yeah.
That shit's funny.
That was hilarious.
Snitch nigga, bitch.
Yeah, I thought it was good when I listened to it, but I never went back to it, so I have to get back to you on that. Whoever.
Tonyo Wayside. He's one of my favorite artists, but it's not a go-to album for me.
Exactly. Right. I agree with that statement. Like, he's definitely like up there for me, like one of my favorite artists that are active, but that album didn't do it for me either.
All right, we gotta skim through this now.
Okay.
So we can move on, but I'm gonna just name them, and then you can pick which one. Gunna, Drip or Drip Down 2, Quality Control, Make the Stallion Fever.
Hold up, wait.
I was just gonna skim through it because
okay,
we in an hour now. So.
Okay, so all right, so we got. Okay, what I'm gonna say about those 3 albums you just said, I heard Quality Control live. Shout out to Quality Control Live. Tune into Antonio Wayside.
Sponsor us, please.
At 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You know, that's our commercial plug right there. That's, but the Quality Control Street Volume 2, that album was really the fuck hard. And for me, I normally have to be in a certain mood to listen to trap music. I have to be like on my way to a club. I gotta be like about to be doing something that's lit or whatever for me to listen to it. It's like not my normal go-to shit. But this album, I don't know how they squeezed 36 songs with all these different artists, and it's a cohesive, good album from start to finish. And
I could shuffle it and still get the same vibe.
Exactly. That intro is hard. Mm-hmm. That intro is so hard, and I like
with Yachty on it.
Oh my, okay, so I was never that big of a Lil Yachty, but Lil Yachty this year has been
big flex. Big flex. Yeah.
Oh, you just bought a house? That's cute. Look at my watch.
Yeah, that
shit was hard.
That was hard, bro.
That shit was hard, bro.
Yeah.
All right, I fuck with that. All right, you said Meg Thee Stallion?
Yeah, great rollout. Another great rollout, just like Baby. She had an amazing year, so not gonna tackle on that too much.
Meg was fire. Album was fire. I liked it. Not on top though. Not the top album.
Nah. I don't know why they got Lil Uzi Eternal Awake. That ain't even come out yet. That's pretty much it. You said you didn't listen to Mustard album.
No,
DJ Mustard. Yeah, he changed his name to it's just Mustard now, so we have to say Mustard, not DJ Mustard.
I'm gonna call him DJ Mustard. You're a DJ, and I'm calling you DJ Mustard.
So you gonna call Lil Bow Wow?
I'm calling him Little Bow Wow. You just don't know. Little Bow Wow, he's still acting like a little.
Did you say you just don't know? A little Bow Wow. You just don't know.
Hey,
hey, you funny for that.
So is that it for the 2019? No.
I mean, it's
you tried to do it again. You tried to do it again. Before we go into it, we got a comment?
1 minute.
To what?
Have to start the live again.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So let's do this. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we're going to end our podcast with our top of the hill and top businesses and top inspo. And we're going to close it out.
We went in for a long time, right?
We're on part 2 of Top Hill. Welcome back if y'all was already tuning in. Yeah. we gotta close this shit out, man. We already spent about an hour on the first half. We got a few little segments to go over with you guys. But just to close up the recap, I think the only albums left that we need to discuss is Offset's Follower 4. We have
Logic's Confessions of Danger.
Whatever the fuck it was.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
And then Crit is here.
Yeah.
So, briefly, Chad, between those 3, did any of those albums stick out to you at any point or whatever?
Crit is here.
Yeah.
And, man, people be sleeping on Crit. He's, for those of you that don't know, in my opinion, he should be up there with Kendrick, Cole, Wale, like in that category of backpack rappers.
Sean.
He delivers every time. Like lyrics, bars, production. He has his own style. Where's he from?
Louisiana?
I know your country.
No, Mississippi.
Mississippi. His
Yeah.
voice stands out. Like everything about Chris is great. Yeah, man. Like that's all I got to say. Cause I'm gonna be honest. I don't really remember, but I remember when I did listen to it. I enjoyed it. I went back to it a few times. So
Well,
I'm definitely gonna go back to it again.
Yeah, let me just refresh your memory. If you haven't listened to Crit Is Here, just press play on the first track. That Crit Is Here is fire. That shit grabs you like it don't even just grab you. It takes you by the neck. Like nigga, you listening to this shit, you don't fucking like it. That beat is fucking hard. The lyrics are hard. Like it's an unforgettable track. Like that shit just make you just want to go out on that shit. So shout out to Crit. Crit's album was dope. If Rick Ross didn't come out this year, and if Post Malone's album didn't come out, then you will be there. But I will put him number 3. But we don't care about number 3. This is top of the hill, so we don't want to talk about top shit.
Facts.
All right. So, and real quick, I gotta talk real briefly about Logic, because
That's his man's.
no,
Ain't my
Logic, no, you disappointed me, nigga. I'm talking to your nigga side, the right side.
Okay. The right side.
You.
I ain't surprised, bro.
No, I am surprised because, okay, for people who don't know, Logic is from the area. He's from Gaithersburg, Maryland, what do you want to consider Montgomery County?
Sorry, no.
Montgomery County, Maryland, that touches Washington, D.C.
Where? Huh?
Anyway, Logic's albums have proved to be remarkable, and he's done it. He kind of came out mainstream before actually coming back and respecting the hometown. And we're going to talk about that in a whole other episode because we could talk for 5 hours about that. DC support shit, which we had no clue what that is. But Logic's albums previously were dope. The Incredible True Story was, to me, a classic. If you enjoy Kid Cudi and Kanye.
True Story is probably his best project.
Which one?
Eyes.
Which one?
Incredible True Story.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
the one with the space.
Yeah, the space theme. Like
that's his best project.
that, in my opinion. That's
If y'all want to go listen to Logic, I would.
That would be a really good album to start with. His mixtapes are fire, Young Sinatra 4, which is dope, and all of that. So anyway, moving on. That was a 2019 recap. That was extremely long, but you know this is the premiere. This is episode.
I didn't know that many albums. Well, no, I take that back. There's so much music that comes out.
We got a lot of shit. We got a lot of shit this year. So now back to our regular scheduled programming. We're going to talk about Top of the Hill. Now this week was really fucking exciting. I'm not gonna lie. Like when it comes down to hip hop, there's so much shit that actually happened and that came out, and
You want to explain the concept to them for the new people that's
sure. Yeah, for the people who are just tuning in, Top Hill is a podcast based on who has the top album out right now. So every week we're going to discuss the top album. So right now, I think we both come to an agreement that Post Malone has the top album.
He's on top right now.
He's
top of the hill.
He's top of the hill right now. Like his album, Hollywood Bleeding, is what everybody is listening to on a national basis. And from concert tickets and singles and all that shit, he's the hot shit right now.
All that matters.
Mm-hmm. But every week, a new artist comes into play. Whether it's an underground artist or a well-known artist, doesn't matter. We're going to review that person's music and see can they knock off Top Hill. So that's that. Then after we talk about that, we're going to talk about Top Shit. Mm-hmm. And Top Shit is going to be, what's trending right now, trending topics, culture, fashion, this guy, movies, tech, cars. It's good, y'all. So we're going to talk about all that kind of stuff too, in Top Shit. And then what else we got, bro?
Top businesses.
Yeah,
top businesses. Yeah, so we're going to talk about mainly black-owned businesses, but
top black businesses, with the exception of the Cookout certified businesses.
Right.
All right, if you know what a Cookout certified person is, then you're good. If you don't know what Cookout certified means, you're not invited. So don't even worry about it. You know what I mean? If me, myself, or Chad decides to sponsor your cookout tray, then you are more than welcome to come here. And by 2020, by probably our first podcast in 2020, I think we want to start getting some actual guests here. Every episode we're going to shoot to have a guest. So whether you are a music artist, if you are an entrepreneur, you own your own business, we want you to come over here and tell us your story. What made you start the business? Why you love it? What's your process? And then get some promo, whatever. And for the episodes that we don't have a guest, me and Chad will both pick our own black-owned business or cookout certified business to promote. So you're going to hear a lot about some new shit that you probably need to hear about if you didn't know already.
Right. Yeah. And then another thing we're going to tackle probably at the end of each podcast, we're probably going to list our inspo for the week. Basically, our inspirations. It could be anything, the food that we eat or what we watch on TV or what we listen to. Anything that inspires you, really. Yeah. So I think that's a really cool concept. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get in the top of the hill, man. Let's
get into it. All right, so.
For this week, right?
This week was exciting,
this
man.
Week had like 5 albums
Yeah, but really 3 that only matter. You know what I mean? Like, this was so exciting. Like, for us to premiere in such a heavy week, I think that's lit. We got a lot to talk about. So for people who don't know.
Refresh my memory.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, you got Kevin Gates dropped his album. We got the Baby dropped his album.
That was the big one everybody was talking about. I did listen to that one.
And then the sleeper that came with the right hook, Young M.A.
Okay. You listened to that?
Young M.A. Did I listen? Okay. All right. Well, what did you listen? What did you hear this week?
To be honest, I just listened to the Baby. I listened to that about 3 times.
Okay. So you're an expert. You're an expert on that one. Okay.
Do you want me to dig on that or?
Yeah, we'll dig deeply on those 3 albums real quick.
Okay.
And tell me your insight on the Baby's album, and do you think it's top hill or do you think the other albums are?
Definitely not top hill.
Okay. Why is that?
It's what I expected.
Yeah.
From the Baby. Be honest. Same flow. Mm-hmm. There was some hidden stuff that he had on his hidden songs that he was doing something different, but the majority of the album, same old Baby, same old style. Now I do appreciate him. I kind of compare him to like Busta Rhymes and Ludacris. I love how animated he is with his lyrics. Like I appreciate that style from him, but there was no song that really stuck out to me either. I did like the intro. That was a tough intro. Let me go back, because like again, I don't remember names to the songs. Is there a song that stuck out to you?
Well, when I look at the Baby's album, from what I heard, the first listen, I was like, "Oh, this shit is fire!" Like I fuck with it. Sorry. The intro was lit. Sorry about that. You said your Mac's about to have a baby. Jesus Christ. So yeah, the Baby's album was just to me it started up here. It was good. The second listen is like kind of kept decreasing, and the more I listened to it, the more I was just like, oh, this shit. It's not something that sticks with you. That resonates really. The track that really stood out to me was the intro, and I like the iPhone song too.
Okay, I like gospel. I think that might be a hit song. And then my personal favorite, Probably Heard. I just love how hard that record is. Yeah. It's another good trap record. And as far as the album is, like you said,
I'll give him some credit because outside of being like that trap star, like. That style of music. He tried to get a little bit more personal with this album. I didn't know that when Suge dropped and when Suge dropped and his album dropped and his song became number 1, that his dad died in the midst of all that.
Right.
And that really speaks about somebody's mental toughness, especially when you have a family member that died. You're dealing with new fame, you're dealing with the stress of the industry and stuff like that, and you still continue to carry on and not just drop Baby on Baby this year. He dropped a second project the same year. You know what I mean? Like, just riding that wave. So, I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from him on that. I think he's a dope artist.
And he's a great business.
Yeah, you know what I mean? There's something, the hustle that these people got, like, a lot of these people that's coming out, like, another thing why I respect Quality Control is because they just keep giving you stuff, you know what I mean? They're like, we're going to flood the fucking market.
They're going to shove it in your face.
Yeah, like...
So you can't ignore.
Right, exactly. Like, until this shit is over and dead and nobody fucks with it no more, we're going to milk this cow. And that's what they're doing. And I don't think they're wrong for that. I mean, it's not an album that I will say you can listen to start to finish multiple times. But there's some gems on there. Like, I like iPhone, the joint with Nicki Minaj on there. I thought that song was different. I like the intro. Yeah, but that's it with Baby for me.
Yeah. I want to say something else about his business mindset. I don't know if you ever seen the Baby's music videos. I think they're amazing. Yeah. His creativity, how funny it is, like, it makes you want to listen to the song more because the video is so gravitating. Right. It's an eye-gasm pretty much. Yeah. Promotion, man. Like, he was always active and promoting himself, and I respect him for that. And his videos always been creative when he was on the come up. So yeah, shout out to the Baby, man.
And just to touch on North Carolina a little bit. North Carolina is a special state, and I say that because I went to school out there for 3 years, and I met a lot of good people from North Carolina. They really
good people.
Good people in North Carolina, man. Like. I remember one time, like me and my mans like that went to school at A&T. Like most of the DMV people kind of like stuck together, like or whatever. But most of the people down there were just so nice, man. It was like we used to think that we was about to get jumped. Nice, we used to thought we was gonna get jumped or something. Like, damn, bro, like I just met you. Why you dapping me up? Like, chill. Like, but it's just their culture. Just all around good people. But don't get it fucked up either. Like they about that shit too. But yeah.
The females is very respectful too.
Yeah. Anyway.
I ain't gonna get into that. Go ahead.
North Carolina, like I said, the main thing I was trying to say is that they actually support their artists. They support their shit. Like J. Cole, I mean, J. Cole is that man down there. You know, John Wall, I remember.
That's why I heard J. Cole early too.
Yeah.
Because it was such a buzz down there. It got up to Maryland. Same thing with the Baby. Yeah,
people were like telling me about J. Cole. I was like, nah, Kendrick's that nigga. Fuck Cole. Right. And then he dropped Born Sinner. I was like, oh shit. I guess he's that. Yeah, he's tight. But yeah, shout out North Carolina. That was the Baby's album. Another album that dropped, Kevin Gates.
I didn't listen to it.
I fuck with Gates. Gates is that dude. He's a real dude. You know what I mean? Just raw.
I like his mindset.
Yeah, like I fuck with Gates more so as a person
than an artist.
Than the artist. And even though like he's made it very clear, like he's not out here about the money and shit like that. He's more so he's not about the money. He's just focusing on himself, being a better person for his family, being just having enough to support his family and everything is good enough.
I think I call him a giver.
Yeah.
Like little moves that he made. I know he goes
silently
on
too.
Yeah, he goes on IG Live with random people, like random fans, and he'll be on there for like an hour or 2 hours just having a conversation. I feel like that's so dope because you took that time out of your day as an artist to sit there and 2 hours talk to your fan. Like he got my respect. Yeah,
dope.
Much respect for him.
Dope individual as a person. This album is okay. That's the only thing I said. It's not bad, but there's parts of the album where he kind of loses me. You lose me, and then then the song kind of stands out like, oh, okay. But his music almost sounds like they want to be radio so bad. You know what I mean? Like they want to be played on radio. He has a song that's popular right now. I think it's like I'm Okay With Being Lonely or something like that. That's like his hottest song on the album right now. But that's not my favorite song on the album. You know what I mean? Because I'm an actual Gates fan. I like the intro a lot. The intro was hard.
So do you feel like he was trying to please the audience now? Trying to get on radio?
I don't know, because like I said, him as a person, it doesn't fit that way, but his music makes it seem like he wants to be a radio artist. It sounds radio. It sounds like it wants to be pop, like catchy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you hear, like, I've got 2 phones, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, it wants to be catchy. It wants to sit on radio all day.
Well, I pray to God that's not the case, because I just hate artists who try to make their music just to please people. I feel like that diminishes your artistic way, so
he got
stick
this,
to what you know, man.
Yeah, I mean, he gives you some realness, too. He has a song on there about his daughter that, I know he was on Everyday Struggle and he was talking about that song. He was like, man, that song made him cry, like, real live. Like, It was pretty much him talking about he wants to be a better man, but he knows he can't be that man right now. Just because of the street shit that he's involved with, how he moves and stuff like that. Like, he's just not there yet. But he wishes that he can be there because, you know, that's his daughter and shit. So anybody that's a father, I'm sure, probably could really
relate to that.
Yeah, relate to that track or whatever. So shout out to Gates. Album was top, was lit, but it's not top.
Gates is a big homie. Shout out to Gates. Would love to have you on the podcast, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, and then let's just get into the sleeper. I didn't see this shit coming at all.
I can't really say that because I listened to only half of it.
Okay, from the first half that you listened to, what is your take on Young M.A's album? And yeah, what do you think?
It wasn't good to me. Sonically, it wasn't there. She got bars. Don't get me wrong, Young M.A. She got bars.
Question: where did you listen to that? In your car, headphones, or just
headphones?
Okay.
And I was working, and like I said, I went through half of it, and it wasn't hitting. I was just like,
ooh.
I was in my mind. I was like, I can't wait till this album's over. But I couldn't get to it because you called me, and then we got in a conversation. So
yeah. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, sir.
We got Miss America in the background disagreeing.
Yeah.
And I just earlier I just said I'm rooting for women in hip hop, but this one not it.
Don't try to come back to this now.
This one ain't it.
All right. So to me, in my opinion, this one was it. Young M.A, to me, her album was better than the Baby's album. And it was better than Kevin Gates' album. When I go back, when I could think to myself, what album do I want to listen to between those 3, I'm going to pick Young M.A every time. Now, I will say this. She does lose me midway in the album. And it's hard to make a complete, cohesive album that makes you want to listen to start to finish. And not everybody's going to have the ability to do that. But from what Young M.A did...
That's something important, though.
From the amount of songs that she had on there in a time span, it was good. If she would have dropped this album right after her hit Ooh, this will be in no discussion about whose album is top right now. But the timing was off. She had to get her stuff together. She was mentally not prepared to drop an album yet. She was not ready. But
why? I'm not.
So she was on the Breakfast Club and she was talking about fame and how that song kind of just put her on another platform so quickly. Okay. It just took her a while to adjust. And you could tell that she was uneasy. She wasn't really comfortable talking about it that much. But what she did make clear is that the fame kind of got to her. Okay. And it was just a bit too much.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so she kind of...
She's an anomaly in the game.
Right now. She is. People fuck with her so hard. People like her a lot. And then... everything about her is kind of public, like her relationships is public, and that's new. So she was just like, it's a bit much, you know what I mean, for somebody.
It's definitely gonna get a lot of attention because of who you are.
Exactly. So she had to deal with that shit, and it was just like, it's just a fucking lot. So she needed time to get herself together, get healthy again too, because she lost a lot of weight and got real healthy real quick too. So she's now in a space that she could produce music. She's in a good relationship with a girl that she really fuck with. And the music to me reflected that. So if we would have got a rushed Young M.A album after Ooh, that we probably wouldn't hear the same Young M.A.
You made me want to listen to it again. Now that you put it that way.
Good job, had you stressed.
Yeah. Nah, honestly, when I listen to it, I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt like again, she's a dope artist, dope lyricist. Yeah. I feel like she's that type of rapper that could do battle rap as well if she wanted to. Mm-hmm. But that's what separate. This is the difference between like somebody that's so bar oriented and just spit and do battle rap. Mm-hmm. Like, I just look at somebody like Cassidy, who couldn't really make a good album because of his style of rap. Like, it was so bar oriented. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, to me, when I was listening to it, I was like, could she really make another hit? That's what I was thinking about mine.
That was the other pressure thing too. Like, how am I going to top Ooh? Right. You know, she's like, I'm the Ooh girl. Like, that's hard to overcome. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I think that she did the right thing by taking her time with it and not being forced into it. And just to go off of what songs I believe is hot on the album, and if you can pull this joint up for me, some of the joints. So the intro was hard. She got this record on there called Big. You know I gotta fuck with it. Big shit. That was hard. Then to me the album kind of dropped off a little bit, and then she came back with this joint where it's called. Let me see the track list.
21 songs. The Lifestyle, Smooth Criminal.
To your point.
Stubborn Ass, RNID.
Stubborn Ass brought me back a little bit, but there's a song that she has featuring in May. What's the name of that song?
Yeah, RNID.
The one featuring in May, I think, is No Love. Yeah, it's No Love. So the song that really brought me back was called No Love, and it's featuring in May. And what she did was she featured herself in the song. So it's her featuring her. She's like, nobody's ever done that before, but it actually, you could tell the difference in her style. Kind of like how I lied. I was about to say nobody's ever done it before.
T.I., bro.
T.I.P. My bad. I fixed that expeditiously. Okay. J. Cole with Kill Edward. On that last jump too. So she pulled that off. I thought that was really dope. That song really brought me back to the album. And then the Car Confessions jump right after that was just like, okay, I'm back. You got my attention again.
These are the songs I didn't even get to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I understood with Chad. Like, he was halfway in and he was like, I'm good. But that's why we're doing this podcast, right? Because there's songs on here that you might miss that might touch you. That might be like that genre, like, okay, this is my shit, but I missed it because, 2 or 3 songs threw me off and I'm done listening to it. Now, everybody's busy, not everybody got the time to listen to a full album all the way. Mm-hmm. But, me and you are passionate about it, so we're going to do it.
I'll definitely check it out. I'm not going to be biased or closed-minded. Definitely check it out.
So, this brings us to the close of Top Hill segment. So, who is the Top Hill album for you right now, Mr. Visionaire?
It's still Post Malone at top. Hollywood Bleeding.
Top Hill of this week is going to be September 3rd, 2019, is Miss Young M.A. With this album right here, her story. This shit.
Wait, topping over.
It's top right now, in my opinion.
Over Post Malone.
It's over Post Malone's album right now, in my opinion.
I want to. So many albums better than that, but
okay. I want to go back and listen to this album because it's raw to me. It's there's certain tracks in there that make me want to listen to it again. And this is the thing too. Next week I might feel different about it, and that's cool. You know what I mean? I might go back. He's like, you know what? The Young M.A. died. Young M.A.'s album died on me, and I'm back on Post Malone shit, and that's cool. You know what I mean? This is what this podcast is about. But I feel like right now, who's on top is Young M.A. because of how she came out. It was like a sneak attack. I didn't see it coming. You know what I mean? Everybody was so pressed to hear the Baby's album and shit. Even Kevin Gates over her, but after listening to it, and even from the people that I know that listen to all three, can agree. Young M.A.'s album is the best of those three. Easy. Mm-hmm. Do we got any comments? Anybody? No? Okay. Cool. So that's Top Hill. Now let's get into the top shit. Top shit.
What happened this week?
Oh, a lot. I'll just talk on one, just for the sake of time. Kanye West.
Talk about this, man.
I mean, Kanye holds a dear, place in my heart. When it comes to music and innovation and just pure futurist. Mm-hmm. But right now, you're playing with my emotions, Mr. West. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, you said you dropping the album last year. We gave you a pass on Yandi. We waited. Then you come out with these Sunday services, fire by the way, you know what I mean? And then you're going to say that the album's going to come out on Friday. So we thinking, oh shit, we about to have 4? We about to have 4 albums coming out this week. We got the Baby, the Young Maid, the Kevin Gates, and Kanye. Mm-hmm. So we like, all right, bet. Friday roll around, it ain't there. Okay. Then your wife. You had your wife, nigga. You had your wife get on her Instagram and then tell us that we are going to see Jesus is King on Sunday. Just a few little mixes left to go and it's ready.
Can I give you a different perspective?
No, fuck that perspective. Where's my album, Kanye? Like, I want my album.
No, I think you'll agree with me on this one.
Okay.
It's no surprise. I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
This is classic Kanye. He's done this over the course of years. And I'm going to take it all the way back to the beginning.
Take it back. Remind me.
Good ass job. Where was that at? He talked about that. He released advertisement on Good Ass Job. That was supposed to be the album after graduation.
Yeah. Fast
forwarding, there was something Yandi. Mm-hmm. Yandi was supposed to drop. Yandi sounds. I know it's a completely different album. I don't know what he's doing with that. I think he just threw it away. So it happens all the time. And then to take it back again, St. Pablo. Remember, he was saying he was going to release it this date, and then he pushed it back because he had to make tweaks to it. And remember, Chance was like, I remember being on Twitter, Chance was like, no, you need to put this song on here. Mm-hmm. And kind of was like, all right, Chance, getting on me because he want this song on here, so I'm going to have to wait another week. It's classic Kanye. So all this stuff that's happening right now, it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise to me at all. So
Kanye, he's a true Gemini. Let me just say that. Because this nigga got 2 personalities.
He's bipolar.
Yeah, he's bipolar and he's a Gemini. What the fuck? But anyway, shout out to the Geminis out there. I don't mean to come at y'all that hard. I'm just upset. I'm a little upset because I want to hear the fucking
I'm upset as a fan too.
I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I'm a fan first of Kanye, but the thing is, yeah, how many times can you do that and it'd be cool? Is this like kind of like a tool, you know what I mean, to like get us talking about it, to get us stay like to be hype about it? Yeah, I mean he's a true artist too. Talking. I remember The Life of Pablo. When The Life of Pablo came out, you know, we thought it was done. And then a week later, he added a verse. Then the next week later, then the sound changed. Then the next week later, he added a whole other track. I'm like, yo, this album keeps evolving. And I thought that was dope. I thought that was a real dope concept. And I'm cool with that. Like, right now we live in a day and age where who gives a fuck about physical copies unless you just want to hang it on your wall somewhere. But
I still do.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. If you're going to buy an album, a hard copy, that's what you're doing it for. It's like nostalgia, really, that's it. But just streaming your music, whether it's on your phone or whatever.
Good ass job. Where was that at? He talked about that. He released advertisement on Good Ass Job. That was supposed to be the album after graduation.
Yeah.
Fast forwarding, there was something Yandi. Mm-hmm. Yandi was supposed to drop. Yandi sounds. I know it's a completely different album. I don't know what he's doing with that. I think he just threw it away. So it happens all the time. And then to take it back again, St. Pablo. Remember, he was saying he was going to release it this date, and then he pushed it back because he had to make tweaks to it. And remember, Chance was like, I remember being on Twitter, Chance was like, no, you need to put this song on here. Mm-hmm. And kind of was like, all right, Chance, getting on me because he want this song on here, so I'm going to have to wait another week. Classic Kanye. So all this stuff that's happening right now, it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise to me at all. So
Kanye, he's a true Gemini. Let me just say that. Because this nigga got 2 personalities.
He's bipolar.
Yeah, he's bipolar and he's a Gemini. What the fuck? But anyway, Shout out to the Geminis out there. I don't mean to come at y'all that hard. I'm just upset. I'm a little upset because I want to hear the fucking
I'm upset as a fan too.
I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I'm a fan first of Kanye, but the thing is, yeah, how many times can you do that and it'd be cool? Is this like kind of like a tool? You know what I mean? To like get us talking about it, to get us stay like to be hype about it. Yeah, I mean he's a true artist too. I remember The Life of Pablo. When The Life of Pablo came out, you know, we thought it was done. And then a week later, he added a verse. Then the next week later, then the sound changed. Then the next week later, he added a whole other track. I'm like, yo, this album keeps evolving. And I thought that was dope. I thought that was a real dope concept. And I'm cool with that. Like, right now we live in a day and age where who gives a fuck about physical copies unless you just want to hang it on your wall somewhere. But
I still do.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. If you want to buy an album, a hard copy, that's what you're doing it for. It's like nostalgia, really, that's it. But you're streaming your music, whether it's on your phone or whatever. Like, that's how you listen to the music nowadays. So you can change shit very easily digital. And I'm okay with that. Drop the fucking Jesus is King, Kanye. And if you gotta change it next week. I don't care. I want to hear it now. But yeah, that's top shit for me. Is that top shit for you?
Yeah. That's about it for me, bro.
Okay. Top black businesses. Who do you want to highlight this week for top black business?
Okay, so I read about her this morning. Okay. Her name is, let me refresh my memory, LaQuetta Brooks.
LaQuetta Brooks.
And she's from Florida, and she started this business called Therapytopia. And capitalizes on black mental health, of course. Okay. I feel like that's what's needed today because a lot of us black folks won't admit it. Like
all of us are dealing with post-traumatic slave disorder right now. So yes, every single one of us does need therapy.
With her, what's interesting about her company is it focuses more on people in the work field. Okay. That is stressful. Like you're really stressed on your job and you don't know what else to do. So her company provides like exercises and people you can meet up with to talk about what you could do better on your job and stuff like that. And it's more targeted to black people.
That's dope.
Yeah, so she's dope. Shout out to LaQuetta Brooks.
Where can we find her at? Does she have like an Instagram or a website or anything?
Yeah. Let me pull it up. Therapytopia.com, and then she has a Facebook as well. It's spelled the same way, Therapytopia.
That's dope.
I'm not sure if she has an Instagram.
I never heard of her, but like you said, that's such a big.
Yeah, she was featured on Black Enterprise magazine, so yeah, definitely check it out if you're going through some things at your job or whatever.
Right. Or even if you feel like you just got to cut somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah. Every one of us just be like, man, I just need it. Nobody will know. Right. But I know people feel that way on their job. You know, jobs are stressful. People are stressful. You got shit going on at home. You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit. So don't ever feel embarrassed or anything like that if you need to go seek some guidance. So just need to air some shit out. You know what I mean? Just do that shit. For me, one business that I want to highlight is WeBuyBlack.com by Sharif. Yeah, I see We Buy Black is literally the Black Amazon. Okay, like if people are struggling trying to find out where to find a black business, or I don't know if this product is black, or like just like essential stuff for your home, toothbrushes, laundry detergent, clothes, watches, like whatever you can think of. Think about Amazon, right? Before you buy your shit on Amazon Prime, look, I understand it's gonna get there really quick, and it's nice. But before you buy that shit on Amazon Prime, please go to WeBuyBlack.com first, and just see if that product is on there, if something is comparable. The products on there are good. Okay. They're fucking good. The quality is amazing.
But definitely check it out.
Yeah, and it's a good habit to do. Like we should have a time that we need to support a black business at least once a week. That's the least that we can do. And we're not gonna dive on this topic too much, but I know this shit burns me up inside whenever I think about it. But if you go to a predominantly black neighborhood or predominantly black area, what do you see in your community? You see churches, you see liquor stores, You see nail salons, hair salons, carryouts.
Yeah.
Who owns that shit? Think about that shit. The Indian got the gas station.
Chinese got the carryouts.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The Vietnamese person got the nails and shit. Our women are dope. There's no excuse why our women should be going to these other people to make themselves look good. They know what looks good. They are the culture. They know what's lit. Support your sisters. You know what I mean? And us men, we need to do the same thing. Whatever you need to do, look at WeBuyBlack.com first. Like I said, we're gonna get into that topic another week because we need more time than what we do right now. But yeah, that's my. That's
a great one, man. I heard about WeBuyBlack.com all the time, but I never really went to check it out.
Yeah,
because I like how you pointed out, like, just take your time out to like compare the two. Like, it's going to benefit us at the end of the day. Exactly. I feel like black people just do it because it's convenient. Like, go to Amazon, do what everybody else is doing. But you're right. Just take the time out just to support us.
We don't have the time to do it today. But don't think that you're being racist or think that this is not cool to do or it doesn't matter. It does fucking matter. Everybody else does it. The Vietnamese, the Korean, the Chinese, the Jewish, they all do it. They support themselves first and then they go out.
That's facts, because I got a neighbor that lives 3 houses down from me, Indian people. They own that house. They moved their daughter into with her kids.
Yep.
Like, why we can't do that? I can't name too many black people that could do that. Just hand off a house like that.
The black dollar stays in the community for 2 hours. 2 hours. Compared with the white dollar stays in the community 6 months. So that means for every dollar, and then let's not get into the Asian people because they're amazing at it. Asian people and Jewish people, they are amazing at what they do. They keep their dollar in their house for months before it leaves their house. So us, we have a dollar, it's out of our pocket in 2 hours in somebody else's hands. When an Asian person, when they get the dollar, it stays in their house for months before it touches anybody else's hands. And that is huge. Our dollar is so powerful and we don't utilize it. Black Panther, the movie, was a huge example on our buying power. Look, when the Black Panther movie came out, we made that movie a $1 billion movie.
That's facts.
If we take the Popeyes chicken sandwich, the Popeyes chicken sandwich is hot because of Black Twitter. Know your power, know your worth. That's all I'm gonna say about that right now. We're gonna get into that
Amen
more.
To that. Yeah, you hit it on the mark, bro.
Top inspo.
Top inspo. Why does it have to be Marlon? The Marlon Show?
Okay.
And the
Which
reason why
one? Is it just Marlon? Because I know you have a couple of stuff out.
I think it's just Marlon. It's a TV show on Netflix.
Okay.
And the reason why he inspired me is because on the show, he works for himself. And the concept is like, you know, he was going through stuff with, you know, his family and his wife and stuff. So now he's on his own. He can really focus on himself.
Right.
So he's a YouTuber. He's a big YouTuber. And he works on it every day, supporting himself and doing what he loves to do. So I feel like that relates to me, that inspires me. So I feel like I'm in the same lane as him, like just doing what makes you happy. And you can still support your family and do all your priorities that you need to do. So I'll check it out. Marlon gives me that old 90s sitcom feel. I haven't felt like that in a long time. I think y'all should check it out.
That's dope. Top inspo for me, literally just popped in my head. I had a couple other people I was thinking about, but this person is really sticking out to me more. Nick Cannon.
Okay.
And let me tell you why Nick Cannon inspires me so much. We might know him as the wildin' out guy, the drumline guy, the guy that can't make a record. It doesn't matter what you think about Nick Cannon.
It doesn't matter.
Nick Cannon is a dope individual, and this is why. He's multi-talented, and he is the epitome of no excuses. he was on T.I.'s podcast Expeditiously recently, and he also had Birdman come on his podcast. This man is busy, okay? Not only does he have Wildin' Out, he's also one of the hosts to The Masked Singer, on that major ABC, NBC, one of the niggas. He has his own podcast. He has his own radio show. He's doing movies right now. He has
own parts of like Nickelodeon.
He was part owner of Nicka-fucka-lodeon, dog. Like, this nigga he has his own brand, Canada. He has his own headphones. He has his own media outlet. He has a lot of shit. And guess what? What just put it over the edge? This nigga is a full-time student at Howard University.
Wow, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Full-time student. He's been going there. He graduates.
Wow.
He graduates from Howard University with his bachelor's coming this May.
Wow.
Not only that, he said, fuck that. I'm not going to stop there. He also is in a master's and PhD program at Howard. He will get his bachelor's degree in May of 2020, and he's going to get his master's and PhD by the end of 2023.
Wow. He's not human. I'm sorry.
So when I think about somebody like that, no fucking excuses, Mo. Yeah. And he's quiet about it. People make fun of him because they think he's corny sometimes, or they think he can't rap or stuff like that. Fuck all that shit. That nigga's a G, Mo. He's respected by people in the community like T.I., like Birdman, and other people. He's true to himself. He doesn't try to be nobody that he's not. He actually does come from the hood. His father was hood as shit. But he doesn't. He's like, why I'm going to portray that image if that's what we were trying to get out of the whole time. You know what I mean? So anyway, shout out to Nick Cannon, and just everything that he's a fucking about. He's a fucking true inspiration to me, and I'm sure to a lot of other people.
That's a great pick, man. I even looked up to him back then.
Yeah.
The earlier moves, like, he's always been doing it. So,
well, yeah.
But the way you put it out, it got me wondering, like, does he sleep at all? Like,
right. So like, when I think, I was like, dang, bro, like, we want to do this podcast. We can do that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got another show too that we're a part of. We're doing that shit.